everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be doing an all levels yoga class. That means if you are a beginner, this class is appropriate. If you've been doing yoga for 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 years, this class is appropriate. I will give you options for different things that might feel good in your body here today, different levels for advanced, beginner, intermediate, and you can pick what feels good to you. I encourage you to listen to your body and make sure that your body feels good as you do this practice. We'll go about 50 minutes here with a nice shavasana at the end. As you are getting yourself ready, you'll want to have your yoga mat in a space where you have a little bit of space around your mat so you can move around. No other props are going to be required today. If you like to use props, blocks, or a blanket, or anything else in your practice to make it more comfortable for you, go ahead and do so. We'll get started in a comfortable seated position, whatever that means to you. So as you come to a seated position here, you could be sitting up onto a prop if that feels better. You could even be sitting in a chair. We're going to sit for a couple of minutes here in this seated position, so I want you to feel undistracted by extra sensations in your body, as comfortable as possible here. When you're ready, relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath in, maybe through your nose if that's possible today, and a big sigh out your mouth. If it feels comfortable to you, go ahead and close your eyes. If that doesn't feel comfortable, you can find a spot to focus your gaze on the floor and just check in with yourself. How do you feel today? There is no wrong answer. You're just saying to yourself, how are you doing? And if the answer is something good, hopefully by the end of class it'll be even better. And if the answer is something a little along the lines of tired, frustrated, something maybe not optimal, we're going to do our best to change that so that after class you feel really good. When you're ready, blink your eyes open, bring your gaze forward, reach your arms up over your head. Take a big stretch, look up if it feels good. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring your right hand down and your left arm over your head for a little bit of a side stretch. If the floor feels far away, feel free to put a prop underneath your right hand. You could look up towards the ceiling if you want. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Take another deep, full breath here. Feel that expanding the whole right side of your body. With your next inhale, bring yourself back to the center. Reach both of your arms up. And as you exhale, bring your right hand down and your left arm over. And excuse me, that's your left hand down and your right arm over, because I'm trying to be your mirror. For those of you who have practiced with me before, you know that is not my strongest point. So if I seem like I'm saying the wrong side, I am. Maybe look up for the last breath here. And then with the next inhale, you come back, reach both of your arms up. You're going to go back over to your right, left arm over. Inhale here, maybe taking your arm a little further back. As you exhale, you're going to take your left elbow towards your right knee, just as close as possible for you today. As you inhale, open back up into that side bend. As you exhale, elbow towards the knee. As you inhale, open everything up. One more like this. Exhaling, elbow to knee. Inhaling to open up. This time you're going to come all the way up, bringing both of your arms over your head. As you exhale, you're going to fold just straight forward on your mat. And maybe that's just a few inches. Maybe you crawl your fingertips forward. I'm not too picky about what this looks like. Feel free to move. It should just feel good to your hips and your back. On an inhale, you're going to walk your fingertips back in. On your exhale, relax your shoulders. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, you're going to go over to your left. Left hand down, right arm side. Maybe looking up or maybe pulling that arm a little back here as you breathe in again. And then as you breathe out, right elbow to left knee. Inhale, lift everything up. Exhale, elbow towards the knee. Just finding that little bit of twist, a little stretch in your back. You have one more like this. And then you're gonna lift yourself up as you inhale, bring both arms up. As you exhale again, you're gonna fold a little forward. Just a couple of breaths here. Feel free to move. If you find a really good spot, feel free to be still. And then when you're ready on an inhale, walk your fingertips in. And just one more thing to do seated. So if you want to switch the crossing of your feet, feel free. If you're really comfortable, feel free to stay where you are. One more time, reach your arms up. Inhale. As you exhale, twist over to your right, dropping your left hand to your leg, maybe your right hand behind you. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Think about your left hip growing heavy towards the floor. Inhale, come back to the center. Both arms come up. Exhale over to the other side. Left hand can come to the floor behind you, or to a prop if that's more comfortable. Shoulders soften. And now the right hip is gluing itself slowly towards the mat. Inhale to come back to the center, both arms up. As you exhale, just bring your fingertips down by your sides. Go ahead and gather your knees in and turn to face the short edge of your mat if you're not already doing so, coming to your hands and to your knees. Shrug your shoulders back away from your ears here. Spread your fingers really nice and wide so you can see the color of your mat between each of your fingers. As you inhale, soften the center of your chest, roll your shoulders back. Allow your tail and your gaze to come up, cow pose. As you exhale, lift your belly, tuck your tail and your gaze down, cat pose. Inhaling through cow, and exhaling through cat. We'll look through a few more at your own pace. This should feel pleasant to your body. The range of motion is totally up to you. Let's do one more set here. Warming up the spine. And then bring yourself back to neutral, neither rounded nor arched. Tuck your toes under here. Start to press a little back, stretching the arches of your feet. And you might just even rock a little forward and back here. Massaging your wrists, massaging the soles of your feet. And then you might decide to stay right here in table. You can move around a little more, maybe drawing some circles with your hips, or coming back to your cow and your cat. If you feel a little more frisky this evening with your toes tucked under, you can start to lift your knees coming towards the downward facing dog. There you might like to pedal your feet, lowering your heels one at a time. Again, any movement here that feels really good to your body works. You want to stretch now a little bit more into your legs and your hips. And again, with the fingers spread really nice and wide, if you're in your downward facing dog, you might soften your knees a little bit, lifting your hips up and back, pressing into your index finger and thumb, getting a deeper stretch into your shoulders. If you're in the table, you can again press into your index finger and thumb and just soften back into that cow-shaped pose, pulling your shoulders back. Take another breath wherever you are. And as you exhale, come back to kind of a neutral space, neutral table, or neutral dog. With soft knees, walk your feet towards the front of your mat. And I'm just going to turn to face you, but you can face in whatever direction is comfortable. Soften your knees a little bit as you bend forward. Let your head grow heavy. Your back feels tender. You can be resting your forearms onto your thighs here. If you're quite flexible, you can be resting your hands on blocks or all the way to the floor. Maybe nod your head yes, or shake it no, waking up your neck. Take one more nice deep breath here. And then as you inhale, you're going to press into the heels of your feet and slowly roll yourself all the way up. Your back is tender again. Walk your hands on your thighs. If you feel strong in your core, maybe let your arms dangle as you roll up. When you reach standing, roll your shoulders back away from your ears. Maybe let your palms slightly rotate forward. Take a deep breath. As you inhale, you're going to take your arms all the way up over your head. We're going to come back to our side bend. We're going to go right hand down, left arm over. Maybe again you look up, soften your shoulders a little bit. Inhale back to the center line. And exhale, left hand down, right arm over. Maybe looking up. Make sure that feels comfortable in your neck. Next inhale brings you to the center line. Press the palms of your hands together as they come over your head. Bend your knees as you fold forward. Again, forearms can rest on the thighs, hands can come to the shins, or fingertips can come all the way to the floor. Adding on, inhale, lift up halfway. Hands to the shins or hands onto your thighs perhaps. As you exhale, you should be up near the front of your mat. If you're not, you can walk there with me. You're going to fold back forward, plant your hands down on the mat. You might have to bend your knees quite deeply. Step your right foot back or your right knee back. Step your left foot or your left knee back. You'll be in table or in downward facing dog. Take a deep full breath here. Any little movements that feel nice. And then with your inhale, come forward to your plank pose. You can be in your high plank with your knees off the floor or your low plank with your knees on the mat. As you exhale, you're going to move yourself all the way down. Untuck your toes. Lift the center of your chest, hug your elbows, and find a bit of a cobra. You can stay quite low, or if you're ready, you can come up a little higher. As you exhale, slowly release. We're going to all press back to child's pose. So lift your hips back towards your heels. Let your forehead come towards the floor. Feel free to take your knees a little wider to create space for your belly if that feels better. Take a nice deep breath. And with the following inhale, you'll come back to your table pose. Spread your fingers nice and wide. You can stay here, or you can tuck your toes and come to your downward facing dog. Once you arrive in table or dog, you'll walk or step, or you can hop your feet up to the front of the mat to find your forward fold. Exhale here with nice soft knees. Inhale, pick up your halfway lift, hands to the thighs or the shins or even the floor if you're feeling flexy already. Exhale, release. Soft knees. Roll yourself, maybe one smooth breath this time all the way up. You can take your arms out and up over your head. As you exhale, you're going to come back to your side bend. Your right hand is going to come down. Your left arm is going to come over. Inhale to the center. As you exhale, left hand down, right arm over. Inhale back to the center line. Press the palms of your hands together and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands down. Now you'll step your left foot or your left knee back. And then your right foot or your right knee back. Table or downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath to get comfortable there. We're going to move through that vinyasa again, and then we'll add on. Your inhale brings you to plank. High or low, your preference. Your exhale takes you slowly to the floor. Inhale, you can take upward dog if you're ready. I'm going to stick with cobra. You're also welcome to take sphinx, elbows on the floor instead of hands. Exhale to release. Go back again to your child's pose. Hips to the heels, knees close or wide. Deep breath there. Maybe even crawling your fingertips a little forward. Lifting the palms of your hands to stretch your shoulders. When you're ready, inhale back to your table. Or tucking your toes to your downward facing dog. Take a breath to get comfortable there. Inhale again, flow your right foot up to the sky, three-legged table or three-legged dog. Exhale, you're going to step your right foot up towards the front of the mat, working it right beside your right hand if you can. Bring your left knee to the floor. I like to untuck my left toes, find what feels good to you. Shrug your shoulders back, lift up through the pit of your belly, bringing your hands onto your thigh. Press your thigh away, roll your shoulders back. Take a deep breath in here, maybe even looking up a little bit. Rolling your shoulders back. As you exhale, you're going to come down. Bring your hands onto the mat. See if you can take your hips back a little bit, sliding your right leg back to a three-legged table, which might be where you came from, but you might have come from a three-legged dog. Stay in three-legged table as you inhale. As you exhale, bring your right knee towards your nose. Inhale to reach the foot behind you. Exhale, knee to nose. You might decide to add the addition of the left arm to the right leg, bringing the elbow and the knee towards the center line. See what feels good. You do both, or just arm, or just leg. I'm going to do one more like this. And you'll inhale. You'll reach your right leg out behind you, maybe your left arm out in front of you. Firm up your belly, shrug your shoulders back, take a deep breath in balancing table. Holding on. And then place your left hand down. Curl your right knee back towards your chest. This time, you're going to see if you can step your right foot back up again between your hands. You might have to lift up onto your fingertips or even blocks to get there. Do your best. Tuck your left set of toes under. Lift your left knee up. Now you're in this lunge, but you're in a high variation. Take a look back at your back foot and make sure that your heel is pointing straight back behind your toes. Shrug your shoulders back. You can stay right here. Or you could lift your hands up onto your thigh. Lift your belly button a little bit away from your thigh. You can stay right here. Or you can reach your arms behind you like airplane wings. Make sure your back feels stable and strong. It does not add some support. Hands on the thigh. Props or all the way to the floor. Give one more breath here. Keep pressing your back heel towards the floor. And if you lifted your hands up, you're going to lower them down. Press your fingertips to the mat. Soften your back knee. You're going to step up. Left foot comfortable distance from the right foot. Find your forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, roll yourself all the way up. As you exhale, we're going to go back to that side bend. Left hand down, right arm over. Inhale to the center. Exhale, right hand down, left arm over. Inhale to the center. As you exhale, press the palms of your hands together. Fold all the way forward, sticking your bum out behind you. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands down. You could walk, you could step, or you could hop your feet to the back of the mat, coming to your table, or your downward facing dog. Feel free to skip the vinyasa, hanging out in table, or dog, or child. Or you're welcome to join me again, coming forward to high plank, or to low plank. Exhaling to the mat. Inhale, you can take upward dog, cobra, or space, any back bend that feels good to your body. Exhale, come back to your table, or your downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath, get comfortable there, feel stable. And then float your left foot to the sky. Three-legged table, three-legged dog. Left foot steps up between the hands. Looking to place it kind of right next to your left pinky finger. Excuse me, your left thumb. I don't know. Backwards hands. Drop your back knee to the floor. You can untuck your toes if that feels more comfortable. From the pit of your belly, lift yourself up. Hands to the thigh. Roll the shoulders back. Use the hands against the thigh to help you lift your belly away from that thigh. Maybe even gazing a little bit up to the place where the wall meets the ceiling in front of you. Inhale here. Exhale to come forward. Plant the hands. Take the hips a little back. You're going back to that three-legged table, so you want to sweep that left leg back behind you. This is your inhale. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Exhale, bring that knee towards your nose. Inhale to reach behind. Exhale into nose. Maybe you like to add the addition of the right arm. A little more challenge for your core. Let's do two more like this. And then reaching the left leg out, potentially the right arm out. Shrug your shoulders back. Lift your belly button up a little bit so it feels like your low back is lifting towards the ceiling as you hold here in your balancing table. And then release, hand down, knee down. Inhale, find a cow pose this time. Exhale, find a cat pose. Inhale, reach the crown of your head forward, hug your shoulders back. You're gonna lift your left leg back behind you. And then you're gonna take your left knee towards your nose and set it back up between your hands. Tuck your back set of toes under. Lift your back knee up. Shrug your shoulders back. You can stay right here. Supported lunge. Maybe your hands like to be on some props. Maybe you like to come to your thigh. Maybe you like to do the airplane wing. See what works for your body. Feel just maybe a little bit of heat in your front leg starting to build up. Press down into that front heel and let the back heel go close as possible to the floor. Maybe get a little wobbly as you do that. Take another deep breath here. Inhale where you are. As you exhale, drop your hands down. Soften your back knee a little bit and step up. Find your forward fold. Inhale, find halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, you're going to roll yourself all the way to the sky. This time as you exhale, press your palms in front of your heart. And take a deep, full breath. With your next inhale, bring your arms again up over your head. Exhale, palms press together and you fold forward. Inhale, find that halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands down. You can walk, you can step, you can hop. Make your way back to table or to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath there, get comfortable. And then again, float your right foot to the sky as you inhale. As you exhale, again, you're going to step that right foot forward. Bring the left knee to the floor. Untuck the toes. This time we're going to go backwards. We're going to take our hips back, straightening to any extent possible your right leg. Feel free to prop your hands up a little higher on blocks or anything that works like a block. If you want a little more intensity, you can flip your right toes up. Shrug your right hip back and relax here for a couple of breaths, feeling the back of your right thigh. When you're ready, inhale to come forward. You're going to go back to your three-legged table. So taking that right leg behind you, reaching it to the sky. You can stay right here and come back to the knee to the nose in your table pose. If you feel a little more frisky, you might decide to tuck your left set of toes under, lift your left knee up, and try a couple knee to noses, pulling forward to plank as you bring the knee in. And then inhaling back to three-legged dog. Your choice, do two more. Hug that knee all the way in towards your chest. And now set your right foot back down at the front of the mat. Again, you're going to leave your back knee lifted for this second set on the same side. Here, fingertips can be on the floor. Feel free to prop your hands up onto blocks. Cans of food, water bottles work great. Anything that helps you to feel stable here. This is your inhale, your lunge position. As you exhale, you're going to take your hips back, again, straightening that right leg a little bit. Pyramid pose. Inhale, come forward to lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. Feel free to flip your toes up if you want. And you just work a few times forward and back. The range of motion should feel pleasantly stretchy to your body. Last one. You're going to inhale forward to your lunge position. Feel free, if you prefer a warrior one as a standing posture, to take your left foot a little further to the left and set your left heel down. It's often a little more stable if you have a case of the wobbles today. You can also try leaving your back heel lifted. Attempt it. When you're ready, you're going to lift from the pit of your belly all the way up to standing. Maybe you place your hands on your thigh. Maybe you place your hands on your hip. Maybe you go all the way up to the sky. From your crescent lunge or your warrior one, take a deep breath. Inhale again here. As you exhale, bend your elbows, draw them down, and maybe lightly back as you open the center of your chest, finding a little bit of a back bend. As you inhale, lift your arms up, reach the crown of the head towards the sky. Exhale, bend your elbows, maybe lean a little back here, testing your balance. Inhale, lift up. This is the last back bend, so really enjoy pulling your elbows down and back. Inhale, lift up. As you exhale, you're going to dive forward like you're coming off the edge of a diving board, bringing your fingertips in front of your front foot. Bring all of your weight into that right foot. Maybe you need to hop your back foot in a few times. We're going to go for a warrior three, seeing if we can lift the left leg behind us, straightening the right leg a little bit. Your fingertips could stay on the floor, or on props. Or you could work to float your hands maybe back behind you again like you're playing wings. Stay for a few breaths. Think about relaxing your left hip. Letting your left toes turn to face the floor. Enjoy the wobbliness. And then just like we did in a slightly more supportive variation, we're going to curl our left knee and your hands might be on the floor. Or your hands might be at your heart or out to the side. See if you can place that left foot next to the right foot. Release, find your forward fold. Inhale, find halfway lift. Exhale to let go. Inhale to roll all the way up. Once you exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart. Take again a deep full breath. Notice the difference between the right and the left side. Your next inhale reaches your arms all the way up. Your exhale folds you forward. Your inhale is halfway lift, hands on the legs or on the floor if you're ready. Exhale to plant your hands. You walk, you step, you hop. You just make your way back to table or dog, whatever way works for you. Feel free to hang out there or in any resting place. Child's pose is a nice option. Or you can join me again if you feel frisky in that half vinyasa. Inhale, plank, knees up or down. Exhale to the floor. You pick up Sphinx or Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale to release. Go back. Take your child's pose for a breath if you'd like, or you can go directly to table or dog if you want. We'll all meet in the next breath in our table pose or our downward facing dog pose. Float your left foot to the sky as you inhale. As you exhale, you bring your left knee towards your nose. It's dog to plank, or in your table, knee to nose. A couple of these. Feel your body starting to warm up. And this next one, you're gonna hug that knee all the way in towards you, and then see if you can set the left foot again next to the left hand. Bring the right knee to the floor. You're gonna tuck the toes for more comfort, and then draw the hips a little bit back, straightening to any extent that feels good. The left leg. If you need more, you can always wiggle your left toes forward, or flip your left toes up for this Ardha Hanuman or half splits pose. You're feeling the back of your left thigh starting to stretch out. You're in the right spot. Take a few deep breaths here. Enjoy your stretch. On the next inhale, slide yourself forward. We're going to go back to that three-legged table position. So you can slide that left leg behind us as we inhale. As you exhale, take your knee towards your nose. Step that left foot again back up between your knees. Tuck your back toe under, lift your back knee. Now you can try the crescent lunge, a little more wobbly, or you can step your right foot to the right, right heel to the mat. Warrior one, your choice. Shrug your shoulders back. Lift from the pit of your belly, come all the way up to standing. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your arms up over your head. Take a deep breath here. Just like the earlier variation, that back heel is going towards the floor, and that applies whether the heel is lifted or whether the foot is on the mat. You can be pressing actively down. Inhale deeply here. As you exhale, bend your elbows, bring them down and back. Maybe looking a little up, back bend. Inhale to reach everything up, grow tall. Exhale, bend the elbows, maybe lean a little back. Do one more like this. Inhale all the way up, get really, really tall, and then dive forward, fingertips in front of your front foot. Bring all of your weight there, maybe a little baby step or two to float that right foot behind you. Roll your shoulders back. Feel free to stay quite supported today. Hands on the floor, hands on props. Or to challenge yourself if you're feeling quite vigorous, floating your hands in any way that assists you. We'll spend a few breaths here. The intention is not that this is perfect. The intention is that you start to feel a little wobbly. You start to feel a little bit of intensity. challenge yourself a little bit. Take another deep breath. Hands on the floor, or trying the floating variation. You're gonna hug that right hand towards you and place the foot on the floor, finding a forward fold. Let it all go. Inhale, take up half lift. Exhale to fold. As you inhale, roll yourself all the way up to standing. As you exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart. Here, soften your gaze and close your eyes. And just check in. How do you feel? Maybe you feel a little warmer. Maybe you can feel your heart beating a little bit faster. Maybe your attitude has changed. Maybe not. It's just a check-in. When you're ready, you blink your eyes open and you reach your arms up over your head. Press the palms of your hands together and fold again forward. We're just going to stay in this forward fold. I've turned to face you, but you can again be facing whatever direction works for you. As you inhale, you're going to lift up halfway. Your fingertips want to be on the floor or on some kind of prop here. If you don't have cans of food, blocks, the seat of a chair works really, really well here. And what we're going to do is shrug our shoulders back. We're going to leave the right hand grounded, bring the left hand to the hip. It's totally okay if your knees are deeply bent, and you're going to twist over to your left. Maybe you can bring your left arm up, shrugging your shoulders back away from your ears. Maybe you like to take this top arm around behind your back, resting it on your sacrum, or you can even tuck your left hand into your right hip crease. Your gaze could look up to the center or down. See what feels really nice to your neck. Both of your legs may here be very deeply bent, or you might get a little straighter in your left leg if you're feeling a bit flexible. Take another breath in this twist. And slowly, on an inhale, start to unwind yourself. On the exhale, start to come back to the mat. Take a break. And then inhale, find that half lift again. Fingertips on the floor, hands on a prop. You're going to bring your right hand to your hip. You're going to twist over to your right. Shrug your shoulders back. Maybe you bring your right arm up to the sky. Maybe you tuck it behind you. See what feels good. Your shoulders should be moving back away from your ears. The crown of your head should be moving in the opposite direction. Again, your legs are as straight and as bent as feels good to your body. Hips, hamstrings, shoulders. Take another breath. And then unwind slowly and fold back towards the floor. Inhale, find halfway lift. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way up. Exhale, press the palms of your hands together, bring them in front of your heart. You're going to move down towards the mat now. You're going to take your feet a little wider than your hips, toes out, heels in. Inhale here. As you exhale, bend your knees and come to a squat. And you can come to any squat. You can come to horse squat, hands onto the thighs. That might feel just right today. You can come to what I call spider squat, which is bringing your fingertips to props or to the floor, walking them in front of you as you bend your knees. You can look back behind you if that feels good. Or you can come to a garland of Alasana squat, hips all the way down between the heels. Feel free, if you get all the way down here with your hips between your heels, to sit onto a block or a small stool as well, making this a more relaxed variation. Wherever you are, take a few breaths in your squat. Your shoulders, again, should be moving away from your ears. As you're ready, you're going to bring yourself to seated. If it works for your ankles, your hips, and your knees, you can simply roll yourself back if you're quite low. If it doesn't work for many ankles, hips, and knees, feel free to come to the mat in the way that works for you. You're going to bring the soles of your feet together, knees out to the sides. Feel free to put props of any kind underneath your knees or to sit up onto a prop here as well. Hands could come inside your legs or you can hold onto your feet. Lift your head up, roll your shoulders back as you breathe in. As you breathe out, fold yourself gently forwards. Find the place that feels pleasantly stretchy. Again, like the forward fold at the beginning of the class, feel free to move a little bit. Let's take another deep breath here, relaxing the jaw. On an inhale, you'll gently make your way back up, rolling your shoulders back. Go ahead and gather your knees in. Here you'll extend your feet out in front of you. Give your legs a little wiggle, shake if you want to. You roll out your ankles. And then from here, you're going to draw the sole of your right foot in. We're going to take another twist here. You can twist with the foot on the inside of the leg. If you choose that option, you just want about a hand's width of space in between. Your hips are a little more flexible. Maybe you take your foot to the outside of your leg. That feels good. Both of your buttocks are firmly grounded. You might fold that bottom foot in around to the outside of the hip. See what feels good. When you're ready, you lift your arms up. This is your inhale. As you exhale, you're going to twist to your right, towards that knee that's pointing up towards the ceiling. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. I'm hugging my knee in towards me. That feels nice to my body. Equally well, take your arm to the outside of your leg. Have your hand on your leg. See what feels really yummy, really delicious for your lower back, for your shoulders. Inhale, come back to the center line. Relax your shoulders again. You're going to unwind your legs, take them out in front of you. Give them a little wiggle and shake. Get them ready for the second side. Slide your left foot in. You can practice with the foot on the inside or the outside. Or you can fold that bottom foot in. See what feels good to your body. Where do you feel stable to start your twist? Lift your arms up from there as you breathe in. As you breathe out, you twist to your left. Shoulder blades relaxing. Finding the arm variation that works for your body. Wow, another deep breath here. How much you can relax in that short period of time. Inhale, come back to the center line. Unwind everything, stretch your legs out in front of you. If you're not already facing a short edge of your mat, you're going to turn that direction and sit right in the very middle of your mat. Place the soles of your feet on the floor. Bring your hands behind your thighs, lift the center of your chest, roll your shoulders back as you inhale. As you exhale, you're going to roll yourself all the way to the floor. Feel free to bring your knees with you if that's more comfortable. At this point, we can all hug our knees into the chest and maybe rock a little bit from side to side. Massaging the hips, lower back. When you're ready, release the soles of your feet to the floor. Find a comfortable place for your tailbone. Bring your hands down by your sides. Palms are pressing into the mat. Shoulder blades are relaxing into the mat. We're going to come into bridge pose. Press down into the heels of your feet. Press your belly button a little bit towards the floor so you can feel your abdominals activate. And then on an inhale, see if you can lift your hips up to the sky. We'll spend a few breaths here. Enjoy. Keep pressing into your heels. Keep pressing into the palms of your hands. On your next exhale, slowly lower towards the earth. Take a deep breath. We're going to repeat that one more time. You can do exactly the same variation. Maybe you'd like to add a little bit of shoulder work, pressing into your heels, engage your belly button. Inhale, lift your hips. Maybe you like to hold onto the outside edges of your mat and pull apart. That can give a nice shoulder stretch. If you have a bit more space in your shoulders, you can walk one arm underneath the back and the other. Maybe you can even interlace your hands back there. Taking a few deep breaths in this second bridge pose. Stretch. Enjoy the heat that's building in your legs. This is the last little bit of it. When you're ready, release your arms. Bring your hips all the way down to the mat on an exhale. And if you can, rest for a few breaths here, just in totally neutral. Noticing the space in your lower back. Reach your arms now up to the sky. Cross your right arm on top of your left arm. Wrap your arms around yourself. Give yourself a huge hug. You're welcome to give yourself a little massage here, rubbing your shoulder blades or your upper arms. If it's more comfortable, you can take your feet a little wider and let your knees knock in. Inhale, you're going to open your arms up. Now you're going to cross your left arm on top, give yourself that big hug. You can keep your legs exactly as they are. Or now you can take the soles of your feet together, let your knees fall open. Again, see how deeply you can relax into this pose with this next breath. Inhale, bring your arms up. As you exhale, bring your hands down. You can use those hands to gather your knees in. Hug your legs one, and then the other in towards your chest. Maybe this time you like to turn the soles of your feet up, holding the outside edges of the feet, the ankles, the calves, or the thighs for a happy baby, taking the knees towards the armpits. So the elbows towards the armpits. Yes, that's vaguely possible. The knees towards the armpits, maybe rocking a little side to side. When you're ready, you can hug the knees back into the chest. Bring the soles of the feet to the mat. And make your way towards Shavasana. Of course, if there's any last pose or shape that your body needs, we're more than welcome to add that in. I'm going to sit up to talk you through this. Get as comfortable as you can. Feel free to add a pillow, a blanket, anything that helps you to relax here. As you find that comfortable place, take a deep breath in. And again, a big sigh out. Relax your jaw. Relax your eyes. Relax the space behind your eyes, all the way inside of your brain. Feel your shoulders relax. Relax your belly and your hips. Allow your arms and your legs to feel pleasantly heavy. Nice big breath out. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe turn your head from side to side. As you feel ready, roll yourself all the way over to one side to rest for a few breaths. Before making your way to a comfortable seated positioning. As you arrive there, gather your hands in front of your heart. Press all 10 of your fingertips together. Press the heels of your hands together. We'll close here with a deep breath together. We'll go in through the nose if that's possible today, out through the mouth, and we'll begin together on 3.